At the Rhino Boma in Skukuza, Head of Wildlife Services in Sand Parks, Dr. Markus Hofmeyr, explains to John Robbie just how advanced rhino research is in the Kruger Park.
We mainly keep rhino here for two reasons. One is for sale, and the other one is for research. And then occasionally we also take animals across regions, like to Zambia, Botswana. And for those longer distances, you want to have them fairly relaxed like they are.
Yeah. I'm staggered. I mean, I had no idea there was such a facility here.
Yeah. When we capture white rhino to get them used to the bomas, we have to give them a compartment like this, which is bigger.
Yeah.
Because initially they're obviously highly stressed. They're out of their normal environment. They're now confined, and you have a whole lot of human-related factors which they would normally see as a threat.
Yeah.
A bigger pen like this gives them the opportunity to move away from you so that they don't feel like they're completely threatened the whole time.
And trees and so on, so they can hide a little bit.
Shade. We also put out piles of food all over the place so that they sort of have a opportunity to try different ways of eating, because it's the most difficult part is to get them onto the artificial food.
Yeah.
So we look at their behavior, we look at their diet intake, we look at their dung. Their dung is a very good indicator of their health. And if they consistently score low, then what we do is we actually then decide to re-release them. So they tend to adapt very quickly. Obviously, you don't want to put them into an environment where there's no grass and very poor quality grass. You do pick up problems like that. But on average, white rhino are highly adaptable, and you can actually take them anywhere where there's grass.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then the other thing that we put into this design are the catwalks.
Yeah.
And the catwalks make an enormous difference to the animals coming down, because they don't have a perspective of threat from a height.
Yeah.
They don't normally get attacked from above.
Yes.
You can see its behavior a bit better because it's not reacting in a stressed way by trying to get away from you all the time. So the attitude of the animal also tells us a lot on how it feels. And then the other thing is we've got these video cameras, because at night the activity is very different to the day. Because generally if there's a breakout or something or a fight, it's at night, not in the day.
Oh, I see.
And then we've got, as Sam said, we've got these speakers that we've put up to play sort of a relaxed tone of human voices, so that they're
serious?
Yeah.
I thought he was joking, actually.
No, so that you don't have that threat feeling when people are talking. And I think the thing that we want to do is actually do an experiment and see which types of music calm them down the quicker.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Gosh.
Despite all of the negative issues or things that have happened to rhino and rhino horn, we've moved more or less 1,500 rhinos out of the park in the last 15 years. And a good large percentage of them are still alive all over the place.
Well, that's terrific.
So you've expanded the white rhino population. Their growth in those areas is also very good. So it's very unlikely that you're going to have a short-term extinction crisis. It might be a chronic long-term thing if it's not being dealt with now. But I think keeping all your eggs in one basket for any endangered species is not a safe policy.
Not a good practice,
Sonja, ek weet daar word nou al 'n geruime tyd gepraat oor die wettiging van handel in renosterhoring. Hoe werk daai proses en presies hoe ver is die proses op hierdie stadium?
In 1997 het ons weer teruggegaan na die CITES konferensie toe, en toe wou ons vra vir 'n handel in renosterhoring, maar met 'n zero quota op daai stadium. Ongelukkig het ons toe daar verloor. En die hele proses het eintlik toe gaan stil staan. En nou in die afgelope 2-3 jaar begin die privaat renoster-eienaars weer die regering vra, wanneer kan ons weer dink aan wettige handeldrywing, maar nie vir kommersiële handel nie. As die kabinet dan miskien sou besluit, ons moet voortgaan met 'n studie, kan ons nie net voortgaan om na CITES toe gaan en sê, hoorie, ons wil handel dryf, gee ons 'n kans nie. Ons moet eers handelsvernoot soek, omdat dit op hierdie stadium onwettig is. Almal dink die beweerde handel na die ooste toe gaan. Sal ons met van daai lande moet praat? Byvoorbeeld China, waar dit volgens aanname gebruik is om renosterhoring te gebruik in tradisionele medisyne. Vir hulle te vra, wil julle so internasionale handel in horing hê? Stel julle belang om 'n vernoot van ons te wees? So dit is nog 'n redelike lang pad wat ons moet stap voordat ons enigsins by so iets sal uitkom, en dan moet ons 2/3 meerderheid van die lidlande van CITES moet by die konferensie van partye ten gunste van so 'n voorstel stem.
So dis nog 'n lang pad om te loop, lyk dit vir my.
Dis definitief nog 'n baie lang pad om te
loop. As dit wel sou wettig wees om in renosterhoring handel te dryf, sal dit die probleem wat ons huidiglik het met stropery die hok slaan of ten minste verminder?
Dis 'n baie moeilike vraag, want niemand weet nie. Voor dit nie plaasvind nie, sal ons nie weet nie. omdat ons nie weet wat die aanvraag van die mark is nie, omdat dit 'n onwettige mark is, weet ons nie of sal ons aan daai vraag van die mark kan voldoen elke jaar of elke derde jaar wanneer die horing dan beskikbaar sal wees.
Wonderlik. Dankie Sonja.
By plesier.
John, you've been involved with the launch of Rage, about 9 months ago now, but it seems that the poaching has continued unabated. You've been in the Kruger here with us. What are your views?
I've come away feeling very optimistic that some of the work that's been done, some of the effort that's been put in, some of the sponsorship, the money raising is actually being spent well. And it's not the beginning of the end, but maybe it's the end of the beginning.
The man on the street, what is one thing they could do? Just Joe Public, they want to get involved. What would you suggest?
I think to take an interest is the most important thing. Obviously, it's, some people can give money, other people can't give money. The issue of intelligence, the issue of awareness. I mean, there are certain areas we've learnt where people who are poaching rhino on the ground come from. I mean, we know that the demand is driven elsewhere and that there's a whole hierarchy of people who are involved. But I think that police need intelligence. They need to know who's involved. You see something, then for goodness sake, take the trouble to get involved. You hear something, let the police know. It'll be taken seriously and acted upon.